Hello everyone, this is Shelly, and in today's video I'm going to share set of routines for different skin types to get rid of the hyperpigmentation. Like I have included some customized routine for normal, oily, combination and dry skin, and the goal of this video is to help you achieve that even toned bright skin without any irritation. And also, like, these routines that I will be sharing will be mainly focusing on like how you can layer the Snail Mucin, Arbutin, Niacinamide, vitamin C and lot of other things. And thirdly, like, through this video I want to share few things that I couldn't in the minimalist serum video, because many people were not happy how I said that Arbutin cannot be layered with hyaluronic acid and the niacinamide. So while deciding which actives can be used together and which cannot be used together, it depends a lot on the pH of the actives, because there are some set of actives that work best at a higher pH, whereas some work best at the lower pH. So if you want to get best result out of these actives, it's best to avoid mixing a higher pH product with a lower pH product. And like, the story is entirely different when you see two different pH actives in a product all together in a formulation, because formulators know what they do, but following this rule while you are mixing two different active based serum together in your routine is very important. Like, you literally don't have to memorize all these pH range. You can simply put up things in this way. Like, as you see over here, the pure vitamin C, that is ascorbic acid, AHA and BHA, they work best at a lower pH, and you can of course remember these three ingredients, like they are at the lower side, whereas the remaining one, that is hyaluronic acid, peptide, retinol, niacinamide and vitamin C derivative, they comparatively work better at a higher pH. So I guess this should be like a very easy way for you to memorize thing. And lastly, when it comes to the alpha arbutin, it works best at a pH of 4.9, that is somewhere in between. So this is why, like, I'll talk about it, just hold on, that why I have kept it away from niacinamide and few other ingredients. So just wait for it. And before we move on to that part, I first want to share whether you can use the alpha arbutin with Snail Mucin or not. So at home I tested out the pH of the alpha arbutin from Minimalist, and I got the pH around 5.5 to 6, and which is still okay, because from what I found on internet, I learned that Arbutin can work from a pH range of 3.5 to 6.5, with 4.9 being the best. And when I checked the pH of Snail Mucin, I got it exactly 6, which is again perfect to use with Arbutin. And at the same time, like, whatever I am saying, it's not something that I just randomly concluded. Here is just a screenshot of few things which I found on internet. Like, the ordinary says that Arbutin performs best at 4.9 and at higher pH it degrades. And on the other website I found that it's best not to use Arbutin with high pH, as it can release hydroquinone. So stick to using Arbutin with products that has pH below 6.5. so this is why, like, using Snail Mucin is perfectly fine. And thirdly, like, I have tested the combination of Snail Mucin with alpha arbutin on my skin, and it has worked fine, and I have seen some really good result. Like the pictures that you're seeing on screen, which I have already like shared in my Arbutin review video. So while at that time I was like, before adding the Arbutin in my skincare routine, I was already using the Rovectin toner, the Snail Mucin and the BALM from the ETUDE house. And for a week, like, when I was using this Arbutin in that existing skincare routine for both morning and night, I saw some really fabulous result, and the result are in front of your screen. Now I'm sure that some of you out there might think that when I said that hyaluronic acid cannot be used with alpha arbutin, then why am I using Rovectin lotion, which is the hyaluronic acid based toner with Arbutin? And here is the reason. When I checked the pH of the Minimalist hyaluronic acid, I got the pH as 8, like way too high to work with Arbutin. And this pH of 8 is completely fine with hyaluronic acid, because hyaluronic acid can have a pH from 5.5 to 8, but this pH of 8 will not go well with Arbutin for the reason that I've shared just a minute back. So when I checked the pH of Rovectin lotion, I got it around 5.5 to 6, which is perfect to use with Arbutin serum. The conclusion is that the hyaluronic acid in general is not an issue. The hyaluronic acid from the Minimalist is the problem here. And I've even shared this in my Minimalist serum video, that the combination that I'm sharing is strictly limited to the Minimalist product and it is not in general. What I'm saying is, if you are using any hyaluronic acid toner or serum that has a pH between like 5.5 to 6.5, it's totally fine to use, but the Minimalist one is not good to use with the Arbutin serum because of a very high pH. Before sharing any further details on the active combination, let me quickly share a skincare routine. So before you do any sort of skincare at night, it is important that you get rid of the makeup and sunscreen completely. And I'm really a big fan of double cleansing method for this, and lately I have been loving the combination of Innisfree green tea cleansing oil and the Cosrx Low pH cleanser. So say you're starting off at a Sunday night, and let's keep the Sunday night as the exfoliation night. So after you have like cleansed your face, pat it dry, and then use the Minimalist lactic acid. In general, chemical exfoliators, they work best when they are used at first step of your skincare routine on clean dry skin, and then you follow up with the Rovectin toner, Snail Mucin and alpha arbutin. Use the squalene oil and the oat cream from Minimalist, and then follow up with the Klairs vitamin E mask. If you have normal, dry and combination skin, using Klairs vitamin E mask is going to be a good thing, but if you have oily skin, you can skip on this Klairs vitamin E mask. And I'm sure that some of you might be thinking like, why didn't I include vitamin C serum from Minimalist in this nighttime skincare routine? It is because, like, even though the Minimalist vitamin C is a derivative, it is still quite potent, and when I was using that vitamin C on my bare face, it stung my face, and when I used it within a combination of lactic acid, it dried out my face. So it's best to keep them separate. Next, if you want to use the combination of vitamin C and alpha arbutin to get rid of the hyperpigmentation, keep this combination for the nighttime skincare routine from Monday to Saturday. So what you need to do is double cleanse your face, use the Rovectin lotion or any of your favorite toner, then follow up with the Snail Mucin, and then use your eye cream, the alpha arbutin, vitamin C and rest of your skincare product. And I have kept the vitamin C after the arbutin because of the difference in consistency. The vitamin C has slightly thicker consistency, so I've kept it this way. But again, at the same time, if you want to switch their position, you can absolutely do that. It's not gonna make a huge difference. And also you can use this combination of arbutin and vitamin C for your morning skincare routine from Monday to Sunday, that is for all days in a week. Now let's come to the combination of niacinamide with alpha arbutin, and this is a combination which needs some clarification and some explanation from my end. Now let me explain like why I made such conclusion. So at home, when I checked the pH of Minimalist niacinamide, I got it around 6.5 to 7, which is a bit higher than what is mentioned on the product. And this pH is still okay for the niacinamide to work, because niacinamide can work anywhere from pH of 5 to 7. But like I said in a few minutes back, that arbutin works best at 4.9 with a maximum pH of 6.5. So using this Minimalist niacinamide with arbutin, this combination, instead of giving good result, might not give you that desired result, especially if you are using this combination to fade your hyperpigmentation. And then on Ordinary website, I found this information, that is, if you know, Ordinary has two niacinamide product. One is the 100% powdered form and second one is in the serum, that is in solution form. So on Ordinary website, they have said that you can use the Ordinary arbutin serum with their niacinamide serum, because the niacinamide serum, that is the liquid version, has a pH of 6.5, which is again okay to use with the arbutin, whereas their powdered version has pH of 7. so it will not go well with their Arbutin, which makes completely sense because I've mentioned it many times in this video already that Arbutin works best at pH of 4.9 with a maximum limit of 6.5. So I hope like this explanation makes sense to you why I said that Arbutin cannot be used with the Minimalist hyaluronic acid and Minimalist niacinamide serum. Like if you agree to this, well and fine, but if you have some other opinion, please share your opinion in the comment section below and I can further look into it and we can discuss it next time. Now let's come back to the combination of niacinamide with a Minimalist vitamin C serum. Before I explain them, I want you to understand what are the different forms of vitamin C that are available in the market to help you decide like what can work together and what cannot work together. So niacinamide works best at a higher pH of 5 to 7, whereas the pure vitamin C, that is ascorbic acid, works best at lower pH somewhere around 3.5. and if you mix this pure vitamin C with niacinamide in a same routine, they will cancel out each other and they will not give you that desired result. So keep the pure vitamin C and niacinamide in different skincare routine. But when it comes to the Minimalist vitamin C serum, they have used the derivative. They have used 10% of ethyl ascorbic acid, which is the most potent form of vitamin C derivative. When it comes to the pH of vitamin C derivative, you will find them in two forms. They are either fat soluble, so pH is not going to matter, or they are like water soluble, and the ones that are water soluble, they often have a pH of 5.5 to 7, which is like similar to that of niacinamide. So you can safely use the vitamin C derivative with niacinamide. So when I checked the pH of Minimalist vitamin C serum at home, I got it around 5 to 5.5, which is higher than what is mentioned on the product label, but it is still fine because I have already said vitamin C derivative can work at higher pH. So if you want to go ahead with the combination, keep this combination in your morning skincare routine. So what you're gonna do is you clean your face with water or face wash, whatever you prefer. Use the Rovectin toner, then use the Snail Mucin, and then use the vitamin C serum, and then follow up with the niacinamide and rest of your skincare routine. And I have kept the niacinamide after vitamin C serum because comparatively niacinamide has slightly higher pH. And now let me share a very specific set of routine for different skin types to get rid of the hyperpigmentation. So the first set of routine is for the people who have sensitive skin in general, or have dry skin, or have both. I love the combination of Snail Mucin with Arbutin. Like this has worked fabulously on my skin. Like I have dry, sensitive and acne prone skin. So your morning and night routine will look something like this, and make sure you're not using lactic acid more than once in a week. The next set of routine is for the people who have normal to combination skin, and for you, like the combination of vitamin C with Arbutin and Snail Mucin is going to work fabulously. So your morning and nighttime skincare routine is going to look something like this. Just make sure that the night you are using lactic acid, you are avoiding vitamin C in that skincare routine so as to avoid any potential irritation. If you have oily skin, the combination of niacinamide with vitamin C derivative is going to work fabulously, and your morning and night routine will look something like this. And just remember not to use niacinamide and vitamin C on nights you are using lactic acid, and this is to ensure that you avoid any potential irritation, and secondly you let the lactic acid work to its best. Lastly, I want to say that if you are wondering where you can find this Minimalist product and other Korean skincare products within India, I have included all the purchase option in the description box below, so feel free to check them out. And also, like if you are curious to learn about these active ingredients, and if you want to check like what references and videos I have used, you can again find them in the description box below. And with this said, I will see you in my next video. Bye.